It's a daily
Camera
vibe, a daily vibe, daily vibe with Heather.
Hello, Vibe
Yep.
Tribe. Okay, technical difficulties. Here we go. Get the camera. We good? Yes,
We
we're
good?
good.
Okay.
Hey, Vibe Tribe. It is time for our daily vibe. We are so excited to be here. It gives us something to do, something extremely fun to look forward to. It's your daily dose of normalcy. So we get to have our social interaction, just talk, just chat. So also, as always, we're going to be giving away some Vibe Cash. And how fun is that? Everybody loves Vibe Cash. Everybody loves some retail therapy. So while you're at home and you're watching, all you have to do is comment, participate, like, tag some friends into this conversation, and you can win some Vibe Cash. And we will announce who wins the Vibe Cash at the end of this live. So it's practically instant gratification, and you can go shopping today with that Vibe Cash that you win. So let us know when you're on board. Tag those friends, like, comment, share, and we can get the word out, and we can have fun, right? I love to just have normal conversation right now, and I kind of miss that. You know, normally here at Vibe Clothing Company, we have tons of our friends and family around us all the time. We get to chit chat, we get to talk about all kinds of different things, and that normalcy's a little bit gone. So we're missing it, but we thought this would be a great way to communicate with you girls and have some fun. So tag your friends. Also, we're going to be still taking, if you have a small business or a family-owned business, local-owned business, wherever you may be, and you would like for us to feature you on the Daily Vibe, reach out to us. I think that's a great way to kind of, really see what's important during times like this. Let's support each other. So I think that's great with this. So we're going to give everybody a minute to jump on board. You can win Vibe Cash. Today's topic, we've been looking forward to, ladies. We are going to be discussing a super cold case
Yes.
of the Axeman murders in New Orleans.
Woohoo!
I know, it's kind of like a local serial killer,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Now, granted, this was started in 1918, and it was never, we didn't have technology then like we do today. So this is going to be fun to kind of dive into and find out some stuff about. A lot of ladies didn't even know about the Axeman
I had never heard of it.
of New Orleans. So, like, local legend, but we're going to discuss it. I'm looking forward to it. So tag all of your BFFs that love true crime and that are just, want to be part of this. And let's have some conversation. Let's see who's watching. Tell me where you're watching from if you're new to Vibe Clothing Company. And most importantly, let's get those numbers up, ladies. Let's tag friends so we can get into this fun conversation. I've been really enjoying this because we get to have a little bit of fellowship, a little bit of conversation. We get to have fun, we get to laugh, and we get to give away some Vibe Cash. So as you are waking up, I don't know, what's your thing now, Are you waking up later, or are you still getting up like at your normal time you always did?
Oh, later.
Later.
I think it was like 7:30 this morning before I got up.
I'm actually not up yet.
Right.
Susan's just now getting here
I didn't
mentally,
I
right?
didn't get up until 8:40.
So, what are you doing? Amanda says, girl, this quarantine isn't killing your shine.
No.
You're so sweet. I'm shining for y'all.
We will not pan the camera through the rest of the crowd.
Oh, this is
Anderson
strictly
not
for
shining
you
over
guys.
there.
Brandy Smith says, hey ladies, hello Brandy. Jessica says, I'm drinking coffee, which I have never done.
Oh,
Really?
never. What?
I'm a coffee drinker.
I saw a post that was like, if y'all start getting all the, how they do with toilet paper, if they start raising the coffee, like
And it was with, like
somebody's-
Medea or whatever.
Like somebody's gonna die.
I actually have that meme saved on my phone, and I was going to post it at a more appropriate time.
Yes. I'm on my patio, just watching the. Wow, can we come over, Elaine?
Yeah, Elaine is on her patio watching the lake.
Nice.
Becky is working from home and watching. Hello, Becky.
Well, I've decided while I was doing my makeup this morning that we are all in the plot of The Hangover 4, where a bad bachelor party went bad and some idiot ate a bat. And now,
And now
this
here we
is
are.
happening.
Now this is life.
Like, that sounds like something that would happen in those movies.
Oh, so we are actually just going ahead and giving you the heads up. Tomorrow's Daily Vibe at 11 a.m. will be live from my house with my children, and we're going to be doing a craft project. We're actually going to be painting. It's a painting project. And, you know, little known fact, I am a trained artiste.
Yeah.
So we're going to have fun, and we're going to do it very simple. We're going to start off simple, but it's going to be something you're going to paint that you are going to be able to brag to your friends about. So check out Vibe Clothing Company's main Facebook page for that supply list of what you will need for tomorrow at 11. It's so easy that you will get compliments off of what you do, but your kids can do it with you. Okay, so Elaine says, come on, she'll spray us and then we'll party.
Yes.
Right? I'm all about that, right? I miss you, Elaine. So, we're going to get started talking about the Axe Man. Tag your friends, share. Everybody wants to win some Vibe Cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Won't that be fun? So, tag your friends, share. I got to see some friends' names so we can put you guys in the drawing for the Vibe Cash. Okay, so let's get started and start telling everybody about the Axe Man of New Orleans. Some of you, I hope, did a little bit of research, but if not,
We have notes.
I am prepared for you. So let's talk about the Axeman murders in general. If you did not do your research, let me kind of, the Cliff Notes version. Okay, so the Axeman murders started in 1918. They went through an 18-month span in the city of New Orleans. There were actually 6 murders, but there were 6 more attempted murders as well. I thought that was really interesting because he actually did not kill all of his victims. Some of them actually survived. So there were 12 people attacked, 6 died, 6 lived. One of the things that was, kind of creepy about the Axeman is especially the people who did survive the attacks reported that they just woke up in the middle of the night with a big shadowy figure standing over them, and the next thing they know, they're being attacked.
Right.
So it was this huge, fear that you're going to wake up in the middle of the night with the Axeman standing over you.
Oh yay, now something else to worry about.
Well, he
Yeah.
used
This
their
was
own
100
axes.
years ago.
He used their own
Mhm.
axes, too.
So he would remove,
Wow.
one of the things that was his trademark is he would remove a door panel from an exterior door with a chisel. So, imagine back in the day, the actual door panels that are now superimposed in our doors,
Yeah.
those were actual panels, and he would chisel and remove it out. He actually would leave the chisel every time at the scene, and they were, the tool was used more in the railway industry than any other industry, was his chisel of choice. It seemed that the murders and the attacks might have been racially motivated because it seemed that all of the murders and attacks were done on Italians or Italian American citizens. The mafia was suspected because the Italian mafia was a big thing then, but we'll get into some theories in a minute. The very first murder that took place was in May 23rd, 1918, where it was Joseph and Catherine Maggio, Italian, and they owned a grocery store, and very common at the time, you would live, above your store. So they lived above this store, and this is interesting.
Yeah.
So he had a brother, the Joseph Maggio had a brother, and his brother's room was right next door, like literally the next room over. He heard moans coming from the room in the middle of the night, but he self-admits that he was drunk that night.
Yeah.
And so he heard the moans, and he banged on the wall. Nothing ever happened. He went to sleep. So he woke up the next morning, 5 o'clock the next morning, and he found his brother and sister-in-law murdered with the door panel chiseled out, and it seems that their throats were slit with a razor blade, but also they were attacked with an axe. The axe and the razor blade were found on the premises. So the next murder was Louis Bessemer and his mistress, Harriet Lowe. So it was his mistress. He was married, and him and his mistress, let's get a little deep here. Some scandal. Him and his mistress were attacked in the middle of the night. Now, Louis Bessemer, once again, was an Italian American who owned a grocery store and lived above the grocery store. Now, in all of the Axeman murders, it seems they were all attacked with items from their own home. Also, most of the time, the door panel was chiseled out, except for a couple of instances where it does appear that the Axeman came through an open window. He didn't always use an axe, though. But he did use weapons that were found at the victim's home.
They killed him with their own
stuff. So once again, Louis Bessemer, his mistress, were the second people to be attacked. They actually both survived the attack.
Briefly.
Now his mistress, she ended up dying later when she was having reconstructive surgery, but she was alive for a good minute afterwards. She even contacted local press and the newspaper, and she claimed that her lover, Mr. Louis, was part of a German spy group, which they investigated and later dismissed. But then she turned on him once again and claimed that he was the one that had attacked her and that he attacked himself as well. Okay.
Himself in the head.
So she went crazy, is what I would say. She went crazy and just started making all kinds of stuff. But she was being brutally, with the media, people were just really attacking her because of her being the mistress. Okay, so there was another one. Another killing was a month later. Actually, it was an attack, right? A month later, it was Anna Snyder. She was 28 years old. A shadow woke her up in her sleep. She said she saw him before he started assaulting her, but he did not actually use an axe. He used a lamp that was nearby. And then police decided to start investigating this as a serial killer at this time. Like the city of New Orleans started getting super scared, and they started seeing a pattern that these attacks and murders were actually connected. Let's see.
And they also started tying them into crimes of a similar nature that happened in 1911.
Yes, we're gonna go to that.
Okay,
That's part of a theory.
Okay, scared me.
Theory. I'm giving facts right
Okay.
now. Okay. So then we had a retired detective named John D'Antonio, and he really he's the one that suggested 1911 that previous murders were connected, and he really put a fear in the people of the city of New Orleans because he put a statement in the newspaper saying that this was just a normal person, that it could be your friend, it could be your neighbor, and that this person was suggested to be like a Jekyll and Hyde type guy. Everybody started suspecting everybody. Italian citizens of New Orleans were terrified, and this was a really big Italian boom during this time. A lot of immigrants were coming in, and they were very terrified. So March 10th, 1919, an attack was done on Charles and Rosie Cormelia, okay? So a neighbor heard Rosie screaming. He ran over there, and he saw she was running out the door. She was bashing her head, and she was holding her dead daughter. The axe man had already gotten the daughter and smashed her in the head. Husband Charles ran out, and he had been smashed in the head as well. Now Rosie and Charles actually survived the attack. Their daughter did not, but Rosie went a little crazy, and she started saying the neighbor that came to the rescue is the one that had done it, and we'll get to that theory in a minute. But he was later released when she recanted that statement and said that no, that he didn't do it. And then later, this is where it got really kind of creepy. Later, a letter was submitted to the local New Orleans paper, and it said that if everybody would, it was supposedly written by the Axeman, and it said that if everybody would play jazz music at night, that he would not come to their house and he would spare their life. And so everybody started playing jazz music And that was really around the last time, the last killing of the Axeman was October 27th, 1919. So that was that 18-month span, and cold case. That's it. So we have theories. Do you have theories? Have you investigated it? Elaine says she's thinking they didn't have bread or toilet paper. Oh, good one. I like that. So anyway, this is going to be awesome. We're going to get into some theories. So tag your friends and let's talk about it's famous, but I'm very surprised how many people locally did not know about the Axeman serial killer of New Orleans. So tag your friends, we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, first we have to go to a word from our sponsor, and we're going to introduce a special guest. Let's see if you can guess who our special guest is. Let's see, she loves serial killers. Her family actually has a connection to a very well-known serial killer. Creepy, right? And she is, like I said, our favorite size 2 blonde in the world. So let's see if you can guess who she is while we go to a word. A word from our sponsor. Okay, ready? You ready? Vibe Clothing Company. We have all kinds of new things. We have great things going on right now, girls. You can get your stay-at-home pajama set for only $19.99, and you get to pick out which one you want. Go to our Facebook page, look at those ads. We also, for a very limited time, because we are literally almost out, we are offering our full-length printed leggings for $3.99. Right? Isn't that amazing? So we have those 2 specials going on for you right now at Vibe Clothing Company. Also, make sure that you stay tuned, because at 2 o'clock we're going to be going live with a deal that we've never done before. It's probably the biggest deal like up until today. So you're going to want to stay tuned and watch that. It's going to be lots of fun at 2 o'clock. Now, how about my kimono? I see some comments.
They're loving it.
So stay tuned. I'll model it. But this is our brand new Reina kimono. It's very limited because we released this last night during our live. So now our special guest is also wearing one of our best-selling items. So we would both like to thank Vibe Clothing Company for our wardrobe today. And let's give a big round of applause for our special guest today, the ever-knowledgeable Madam of the Mystery, Emily Hall. Hello, Emily.
Hey, ladies, let me squeeze in.
I think we also need to comment about how great she is at throwing an axe.
I am.
I
I
mean,
could have been
She's
the Axeman.
original Axeman.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
So,
Theories.
well, since you said I have a connection to a
Yes.
famous serial killer, they're probably all thinking that, like, my great uncle is, like, the Zodiac
The
killer or
Axeman.
something. So let me clarify, let me tell you ladies a little story. So my grandmother and step-grandfather were living in Louisiana in the early 70s in an apartment complex. And one day, this air conditioner repairman came to her door and said that the complex had sent him, and he was checking the air in all the units because they were having problems with the units. So, you know, my grandmother, typical, like, Steel Magnolias southern lady.
Sugar dripping honey.
Yes. She invites him in for dinner. She's like, well, I've got dinner on the stove. You just come on in and you eat, and you can check the air conditioner.
She's one of those mamas.
Yes,
Get
and
you
you just do
some, get you
whatever
some.
you need to do. So he starts to come into the apartment, and about that time, my step-grandfather and his sister came out of one of the back rooms. And he saw them and was like, oh, you have company. I am so sorry. Like, I've clearly caught y'all at dinner time. I'm just going to go, and, you know, I'll check back in with y'all later.
So this is the AC man. He's
Yeah,
like,
this is the air
okay.
conditioner man. He's like, it's dinner. Y'all just do your thing. I'm going to come back later. So my grandmother's, like, insisting that he stay for dinner, and he finally leaves. Well, like, hours and hours go by, and she hears sirens coming from outside. So they go outside and they find out that a single woman in one of the apartments has been attacked. She doesn't really put anything together. You know, she's just kind of living her life, not thinking anything about it. Well, in several months later, Ted Bundy was arrested for murder. And when his picture showed up on all of the national news channels, my grandmother realized he was the air conditioner repairman.
Wow. So you almost don't exist.
Well, no, because I'm adopted, so I would have existed anyway. But well, my mom was already born. But Ted
anyway,
Bundy almost killed my grandmother.
you wouldn't be Emily.
No, Ted Bundy almost killed
The
my
Emily we
grandmother.
love wouldn't be.
Right.
Because, you know, everything leads off.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's probably really odd to y'all that I am so fascinated by all of this stuff.
Right?
But I really am. Like, I've seen all the Ted Bundy documentaries. Like, that's what I do at night is, like, I watch all the serial killer documentaries on Netflix.
Hence the reason she is our special guest
My husband thinks there's something wrong
to
with me.
discuss the Axeman. So what do you guys think about that? Talk to us. I always say, even though you're typing, it still feels like conversation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so definitely respond, because I can talk to myself, but I would rather not.
Lizzie Borden is my sixth cousin. Margaret!
What? Come on the show.
That was one of the cases that we threw around.
And I have an actual connection to the Lizzie Borden killings to the Axeman. You ready?
Let's
We'll
do
get
it.
into that. Okay, so let's talk about some theories of the Axeman murder. One, do you think it possibly could have been mafia related?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so one of the reasons the theory of the mafia, connection to this is because it was mostly Italian immigrants. It was the Italian mafia. That very first killing, Joseph and Catherine Maggio, we do know that they had just somehow gotten a lump sum of money that was bigger than he had ever made a deposit in the bank before, the day before the killing.
Yep.
He made a big deposit of money that did not add up to his daily receipts he had for his work, or it just didn't add up. It was like $650, which no telling, what that would be in 1918. And then he's murdered. So I'm wondering if maybe because there was a huge surplus in Italian grocery stores being opened. When Italian immigrants first started coming to America around these times, a lot of times they worked labor. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom, all these Italian people are buying grocery stores and opening up grocery stores. So it's kind of theorized that possibly they had taken some, loans from the mafia, from Italy, real, Godfather mafia.
Yeah, they went from 9% of the grocery store owners in New Orleans to over 50%.
In
Yeah, a
like
very
this.
short sports span.
Sport Shan.
Short span of time.
So, was this retaliation for, them not paying off their debt in a set amount of time or whatever? I don't know. So anyway, could be mafia.
Could be.
Could be. Now, I have another theory that is, just kind of out there. I forgot one of the murders. One of the murders was actually two nieces discovered their uncle being attacked. And when they entered the room that their uncle was being attacked in, they actually were able to give an eyewitness account to what the Axeman looked like. All of the other victims that had survived his attacks, they were able to give eyewitness accounts. They weren't really solid because, they were being bashed in the head with an axe while they saw him. So these two ladies were not attacked. And as soon as they walked in the room, the Axeman fled and left their uncle for dead. But they said that he was a big guy and real sturdy. Now, over the 18-month span of the Axeman attacks in New Orleans, there were lots of people that were actually arrested for this and investigated for this and let go. But because of the niece's eyewitness statement, out of all the suspects that were investigated, their description of the Axeman only matches one of the suspects. And that was the gotta look at my notes. That was the killing the attack of Charles and Rosie Cortmella, March 10th, 1919, where she accused the neighbors of doing it. Now, she accused, she was the one that her daughter was killed, and her husband actually survived the attack. Right after the attack, they were actually rescued because of this neighbor. He's the one that heard the attack and found them. Now, the neighbor was 69 years old.
Yes, and they said over 300 pounds.
No, that was the son.
Oh, that was the son. Okay, sorry, I
Mhm.
mixed it up. Okay.
The neighbor was 69 years old, but Rosie said no, it wasn't just the neighbor. She and her husband were attacked by the neighbor and his son. Both the neighbor, who was 69 years old, and the son, who was actually only 18 at the time, were arrested and investigated. The son was going to be hanged for this, and the dad was supposed to stay life in prison. But now she actually recanted that statement because later Charles, her husband came forward and said that Rosie literally hates the neighbors.
Yeah.
The neighbors were an Italian family as well, who owned the grocery store next door, because all the Italians were literally opening up grocery stores. And that they had gotten in lots of fights and even a legal battle before with the neighbors that owned the grocery store next door. And so Charles said, no, she's just blaming them because she hates them. It was not them. So she ended up recanting her statement, and they got off of the hook. But that son, out of all of the people who were investigated for being the Axeman murders that it could have been tied to, the son is the only one that actually fits the description of being a huge guy. Everybody, that saw him said he was a looming figure, but you do have those two nieces that saw him right on and said, huge guy. That 18-year-old son, he was known to be over 6 foot tall and over 200 pounds.
But my problem with that theory is, how does someone that big get through a chiseled out door panel?
Yeah.
That's my
I
problem.
mean, a door
with that.
panel is like this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with that. So,
Well, that brings up that theory I said this morning about there was a theory that they had actually, it was supernatural and they
Oh, yeah.
shrunk down.
Yeah, they were
I hadn't
convinced it was
heard
a.
that one.
Well, they
I
were.
have heard that they were convinced it was a spirit
Yeah.
that was punishing.
Yes, because in the
Yeah.
letter he referred to himself as an evil spirit. So,
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We
So
call that voodoo in the world.
Yes, and we
Yeah.
know how
some creepy stuff.
Yeah, New Orleans is known for the history.
And I do
of,
believe you can get into some stuff you should not be getting into.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
So,
Juju.
yeah, bad.
Yeah, juju.
So, okay, another theory. The very first murders that were taking place that started all of this was the murder of Joseph and Catherine Maggio. They're the ones that Joseph's brother was asleep in the room next door. Drunk. He was actually investigated too. His name was Andrew. And he, because those two victims were actually
Yeah.
with a barber razor. Andrew was a barber. His razor was missing. They found the razor to Joseph and Catherine in a neighbor's yard. Another thing, Andrew, when he woke up that morning at 5 o'clock and he discovered that Joseph and Catherine were murdered, actually Joseph wasn't dead. But instead of calling for help, Andrew ran to his other brother's house. And it was like hours later before police were notified. Then, they were murdered with that razor blade that was definitely a barber's tool. Andrew was a barber. No money was stolen. No jewelry was stolen. Well, Andrew already lived in the house,
Nothing was stolen in any of the
No,
attacks.
and there were stuff to be stolen
Yeah.
from everywhere, and they didn't. Okay, so here's my theory. Did Andrew actually kill his brother and his sister-in-law? Because it was later that his brother died. And, if he had actually wanted to help, as soon as he opened that door and saw them there, his brother was still alive. Now, barely, but, okay, let me just leave you there. I'll be back in an hour with our brothers, and then we'll figure out what to do, and then we'll call the police. It just doesn't make sense. So did he actually murder them and then maybe start like a copycat thing so that people would think it was a serial killer versus an isolated incident?
Mhm.
You know, serial killers, have run at the same time, and they'll get mixed up.
Yes,
You know, like that.
copycat
Yeah.
killers and
So
all
it
that
could
kind of
be
stuff.
That one just happened,
Mm-hmm.
and the others were somebody else, and it just got blamed all at the same time.
Okay, so what do you think so far about our theories? I have a very out there theory too. Do you have anything, Love?
I still have a theory we haven't talked about yet.
Let's go.
Okay, so Heather hit on earlier that the detective came out and said that there were some murders in 1911 that were very similar to the pattern. Well, did you talk about the very last murder? We didn't talk about the Pepitone. So there was a man, and I don't have my notes because they're on my phone, which is what we're using to film. But the very last murder was a man named Mike Pepitone. Well, his widow was out in L.A. and murdered a man named.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yes.
About this is like almost like JonBenet Ramsey's dad and
Natalie
Holloway's mom get
Yes.
together. This is
So
crazy.
Pepitone's widow was out in L.A. and she murdered a man named Joseph Mumphrey, who she said was the killer. So here's where
she self vigilante
Yes.
justice. Like
Yes.
after Mike Pepitone died, October 27th, 1919, she went out to LA later and was like, yeah, hey police, I just killed the Axeman.
Yeah. So here's where it
I
gets
found him.
here's where it gets weird.
Yeah.
So there is actually no record of anyone named Joseph Mumphy, which is what she said his name was. However, there is a man his name is Leo, and he went by Doc Mumphrey, and he was very big in the Italian mafia. Well, he was in New Orleans in 1911 when the original murders started. Then he was incarcerated until 1918.
Yeah.
He got out of jail, the murders started back.
Yeah.
And in 1919, when the axe murderers stopped, he had relocated to LA. And the Axeman was murdered in LA by the widow. Well, they think the Axeman, who she claimed was the Axeman, was this man by the widow of the final killing of the
He
Axeman.
came to the house and demanded like $500, and she just said,
Yep.
sorry.
She just shot him.
Yeah,
Vigilante.
Southern woman.
Yeah,
Mess with my man.
Mess with my man, I'm gonna find you.
So that's who I think it is. I think they have attributed the Axeman to a man named Joseph Mumphy, but there is no official
Joseph
paperwork
Mumphy.
anywhere that suggests that there is a man named Joseph Mumphy. So I think that it's this Leo Doc Mumphrey
Yeah.
is the Axeman. That's who I think it is.
I really find this interesting because there's not DNA testing and
Right.
whose body it was that Pepitone's wife killed. It's just dead.
Because the very
Good man.
first murder, he took he changed clothes. He left his bloody clothes at the scene of the crime at the
Right.
very first murder. There would have been DNA all over that, but this is 1918. You
Right.
can't. There was no testing back then.
Okay, so here is my last theory, and it's very out there. I actually agree with Emily's theory. I think that is our best guess. And like I said, wouldn't you leave it to a Southern wife, vigilante justice? She's like, oh, y'all can't figure out who the Axeman is? Watch.
I got
Watch.
this.
Yeah.
I got this. This is before Facebook. This is before being able to, 911 or track somebody's location on a phone or
So
whatever.
she found
She
this man
literally
in
went
LA.
across the country and found this man. There was no Googling where he last checked in on Facebook or whatever. This woman went and found her husband's killer and killed him.
Yeah.
So, you go, girl. Okay, so here's a wild theory. Here's a wild theory. Okay, so this goes back to Lizzie Borden, Margaret Coates. Okay, so starting in 1879, so that's the first Axeman murder in New Orleans was 1918.
Yeah.
Starting in 1879, there was a whole rash of killings over the United States. Most were done with axes, but others, just like the Axeman, it was done with things that were left at the victims' homes. It started off in 1879 with a very well-liked couple in actually Alabama that was murdered. And then, it's like you could track it. It gave enough time for somebody because of, modes of transportation back then. Then it's like whoever was in Alabama, they went to Austin, Texas. And they murdered a few women, single women, in Austin, Texas with an axe in the middle of the night. It actually ended up being thought of as another serial killer that was in Austin, Texas. In all, it was like 12 people in the Austin, Texas community in 1880 that were murdered in the middle of the night with an axe, nothing stolen, kind of the same scenario. Then it jumps around the United States, but it's actually been tracked that somebody could have actually made it to all of those places within that time frame with the available modes of transportation. Then it goes all the way, and then the murderers, it was like Alabama, Texas, and then it went up to one of the Midwestern states, Chicago, Tennessee, New Orleans. And it leads all the way up. Now, the Axeman murders of New Orleans have a couple of things that are different from the rest about the chiseled door panels and all of that. But anyway, it's all connected. Well, like I said, that was the very first one. It was like in 1879. And that is right around the same time as the Lizzie Borden killings.
That happened that long ago?
Yes.
Oh.
So that is around the same time as the Lizzie Borden killings. So, is it possible that the same serial killer was the one that killed Lizzie Borden's family, with an axe? It was in
So
Massachusetts.
We're talking about a 40-year span
Mhm.
between, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is
Margaret
possible.
Coates, could you find this information out for us?
Please. Is it
Yes,
related?
Margaret, this is your cousin, so we're going to need you to
Yes.
research and let us know.
Mhm. She got blamed for the killings.
Yeah.
She later was acquitted because there wasn't enough evidence and all this kind of jazz. But could it have been the same serial killer? And we were looking at more of a whole, because we're talking the late 1800s. We didn't have news. We didn't,
Right.
know this and everything. Could it have all been connected?
That is interesting.
Mmm.
Oh, look, we have a first-time viewer. Hey,
Hey.
Keisha. Welcome.
Hello. First time joining. Love y'all Vibe
Yes,
and Vibe
Keisha,
products. I
this
have
is
bunches.
a lot.
We
Oh,
love
good.
Keisha Guy. Let's see. Erica Conway says maybe he liked it and went on to do it again.
That was when we were talking about the brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? He kind of got a thrill out of killing his brother and he went on to do it again.
Y'all's theories
So
have me
y'all's
thinking
theories have me thinking hard, right?
That's the point.
So I would like, if this has just sparked your interest.
Margaret's going to read it for us.
Okay,
Let's
great.
go, Margaret.
Great. So if this has just sparked your interest in the Axeman of New Orleans cold case, and you want to do some research on it, we can recap and get some of your theories on another Vibe Live.
Yeah.
Well, we've already solved Lizzie Borden, too, so we just knocked out
I mean,
Mhm.
Done.
done like that.
Yep.
Give us some good quarantine internet search
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
We will figure it out.
We will.
Right. Courtney says you're wearing my kimono. Literally, I put this on last night. I was like, Courtney Nall's gonna buy this.
Yep.
This is so Courtney Nall.
You're like on the live. You were like,
Uh-huh.
Courtney Nall, where are
Where
you?
are you? Please look at this kimono. Oh, so we're really excited that at 2 o'clock today we're going to be going live with an unprecedented deal that Vibe Clothing Company is having. But that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're selling some leggings, everybody's favorite, for only $3.99 a pair right now, and we're doing that stay-at-home quarantine combo starting at $19.99, where you get a pair of leggings and a graphic tee. So we are having as much fun as we can
Yeah.
without
During this.
social
Yeah, I
interaction.
mean, everything we're doing is unprecedented because this whole situation is unprecedented. So
Right.
y'all keep watching, we keep doing it.
Yeah. So tag friends, share, like this. This is like last call, last chance. If you want to win some Vibe Cash, can you scroll up on those comments? Let me see who's tagged their friends.
Oh,
Wait.
Wait. Oh,
Only one person.
girl, girls, I am disappointed in y'all.
Y'all are disappointing me.
Y'all were too busy listening.
We're not gonna bring our famous friends on here now.
No.
Look, we have famous friends that are not serial killers, and we were gonna bring them on here for y'all, but
Do
I
y'all
don't know.
like,
Yeah.
share, and tag.
Like, share, tag friends if you want to win some Vibe Cash. You know, right now, we're trying to do this Vibe Live because, I mean, I don't want you to get tired of us, you know? I don't want you to be like, well, you know, I'm just sitting at home. We have to keep our algorithms up. That's a thing. So we're trying to do some fun stuff and keep you girls interested, including giving away free Vibe Cash.
oh, thanks, Erica and Amanda. and
Lauren, you're the one that tagged.
yeah, that aren't serial killers. I mean,
we actually do know
I do.
people.
we really do know famous people that are not in jail for murder.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet. Maybe one day.
Oh, how funny. So, tag your friends, like, share if you want to win some Vibe Cash. Let's see. I think right now it's a given.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's going to win some Vibe Cash?
Yep.
So make sure you tag us. Actually, start a watch party. Do you know how to start a watch party? You hit share, the little arrow.
Yeah.
You hit share, and like all these little things come up, and you can hit start a watch party.
Oh, thanks, Stacy.
Let's see. Yeah, she bought the kimono and bought your top last week.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that.
Amanda says our tax evasion, famous friends are in jail for tax evasion.
Yeah.
Becky Guthrie, I shared. Thanks. Tag your friends too.
Becky was the inspiration for one of our topics for next week, our
Oh.
phobias. She said she won't wear anything snake print because of her snake phobia. She gave us a new
Oh.
topic. We're going to discuss phobias.
I'm excited about that. Are any of the dresses long enough for 5'4" but not too long? I don't like knee length. Hey, Keisha, reach out to us. How tall are you, Hallie?
5'3".
Hallie's 5'3". If you wanted to try on a certain dress for you, she can. So reach out to us to which dress you would like. Lauren Smith said a lot of unsolved mysteries would have been solved with our resources now.
Oh, yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
We just solved 2 in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Done.
Right?
What you got next? We'll find John Bonet's killer. We'll figure out what happened to Natalie Holloway, Amanda Knopf. We got them all.
Oh. Now, if you enjoyed this, like I said, tag your friends that like true crime. Let us know because, you know, we're still kind of like we said, we're doing unprecedented things. And if we don't get reactions, like comments out of something, we probably won't do it again.
Yeah.
You know, so if you liked this or you even like the daily vibe, let us know because if you know. Let us know.
Amanda wearing the Monarch kimono. I need the flares in peachy or minty. Look at Tutti Frutti. It's very close to
Or
peachy or
Ivy.
Ivy. Yep.
Tutti Frutti and Ivy are this season's peachy and minty girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look
So
at
go
those.
check those two out. Okay, I'm really, really excited that at 2 o'clock today we're doing an awesome
It'd
thing.
be so good.
And then don't forget, tomorrow, 11 a.m., we're going to be doing that painting project from my house with my kiddos. And so your kids can do it, you can do it. It's super easy, literally 0 talent required. But just like our clothes, you're going to get compliments. Like people are going to be like, oh, that is beautiful. Can you make me one?
And everybody who participates, like we may do a little thing like post your picture, and if you get the most likes, maybe we'll give something away.
Yeah.
Who
Keisha
knows?
says she doesn't know how to tag. Just start typing your friend's name.
Yeah, just type your friends' names and it'll come
It
up.
should come up and you select your friend.
Do not take my daily vibe lives away.
Have we heard from y'all sponsor? We have.
We
once.
have one time.
We can do it again.
Yes, absolutely. And don't forget, if you have a local business, you are a small business person, even if you're not local, an entrepreneur, and you would like your products or anything to be featured on the Daily Vibe, let us know. Daniela, she likes my top. Isn't it cute? It's only $29.99 at vibeclothingcompany.com.
Yesterday we had a sponsor send us donuts. If you would like to send us food to sample on air,
Totally
we
game
would
for that.
totally love to do that for you.
Okay, so let's hear our last word from our sponsor because, gosh almighty, every time. Okay, so a last word from our sponsor. Check out my clothes. Are you ready? I've got to move the camera. Can I do that?
I got it.
Okay.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Vibe Tribe! Look at this cute new kimono. Look,
Wait, we're falling
Earthquake.
over. It's fall. I'm just gonna hold it because it falls.
okay, so cute new kimono. One size fits most. It's light, it's airy, it's gauzy. It goes with absolutely everything in your closet. It brings you back to your 1990s obsession with Lisa Frank. This will go with everything. This is the Reina kimono, and it's $29.99. Like, you cannot beat it. I love how we've styled it today with our Tamerlan tank, which is only $12.99, and part of our basic sale in the color Dragonfly. And all of this is available in sizes to fit up to a size 26, including my pants. These are our classic ivory flares. They have that high waistband because, as always, we promise no buttons or zippers here at Vibe Clothing Company. Check out my matching jewelry if you would like to know any of the info. And these new release shoes with this outfit are absolutely to die for. And they're a little bit wide if you have a wider foot as well, as I know a lot of our ladies do. So if you like any of this look, let us know or follow the links that marketing is posting right now. Now let's see Emily's outfit.
Hello, ladies. So this is. Oh, that's a light, and it was
Yeah.
hot. This
Right reflex.
is our cotton candy clouds top. This is one of our best sellers right now, so we're very low in quantity, but we wanted to show it to you ladies because we know how much you love it. It's got this gorgeous pastel tie-dye. So I love it because I'm not like a huge tie-dye wearer, but this is so muted. It's really pretty. I have it tied in a little knot because I'm actually wearing the medium, but it is a longer length. Look at this sleeve ring right here. Like, this is amazing. It's so comfy, super cute. And then I have on, these are some of our best sellers. These are our Caspian jeans, and this is the mid-wash. So these are our Caspian the Force, no buttons, no zippers, elastic waistband, but it does have real pockets in the front and in the back. And these are, if y'all can see my feet, these are our Odie wedges. These are my favorite shoes. Like, I wear these every time.
Every time we do
anything.
something, Emily's like, somebody give me a pair of Odies.
I love the Odies. A, because it's Garfield's best friend, and B, because so they come in gold and black, and I love, like, it's got this one band of snakeskin on here. So cute, so comfy.
Yes.
Topped it off with this neon party wrap necklace and some Aramish. Oh, and look, let me show y'all. So y'all know Heather's been wearing the Bar None earrings. These are the pink version.
Oh,
Look how
yeah,
cute
and
these
look at
are.
our bracelets.
Look, we're bracelet twins.
Look how fun these are. These are the Aramish bracelets, and this is the,
And I have on a bling bracelet too.
and you can get these on the website.
Yes.
And they come in sets of 4 or 6. And I believe there's one that's called like neon is an option.
Our camera is not cooperating.
There we go.
There you go. Just don't touch
Close
it
enough. Close enough. Okay, girls. So if you like any of these outfits, make sure that you let us know. Get yours before it's gone. You can definitely pay using Sezzle, so it breaks it up, and take advantage of that combo 1 and combo 2 discount code, and get your whole outfit for $19 that we're offering right now. $3.99 leggings of the long print ones. No discount code needed. 2 o'clock, unprecedented sale. There's a clue.
Amanda said, "Would I eat the same size in classic flares?" That you
Yeah,
wear,
wear
not
not.
eat.
That's funny. Yes.
Yes, you would.
Mhm. Now, I can tell you that if our item was featured on last night's live, like this and like our special deal, that's not going to be anything like that is involved at 2. So like if you want this Reina kimono, you want that cotton candy shirt, we're almost out. Go ahead and get it. It's going to be some icings on the cake at 2.
I'm excited. It's gonna be so good.
So give us some hearts if you're going to tune in at 2 o'clock today. And we are going to sign off, ladies, because we have to go get ready for that.
Yes.
We have to prepare. So we're excited. I'm excited. I hope
Me
to
too.
see you there, ladies. Tag your friends, share, and I hope we're going to do that craft project tomorrow. I'm really excited.
And Monday
Yes.
we'll have a super fun live plan.
Oh yes.
So excited. All right, so
Winner.
winner,
Let me
winner.
fix the camera a little bit while Hallie's pulling up the winner.
Okay, let's see. Let's look through the post.
So scroll up, Hallie.
No, scroll up. Let's see.
She's trying to do the winner.
I know, but hardly anybody participated. So I
Unless
can tell
they
you,
shared it, they might have shared it and tagged their friends when they shared it. Yeah, I know.
Do do. Okay, remember we're fixing to announce the winner.
So,
I'm sorry, I'm doing that squinting thing again.
was it for Lauren? It was Serena Lauren.
You're killing me, Smalls.
How? Well, I don't know where that comment went. Okay.
Okay, go down. Technology, right? We're trying. Are you trying to get to work, Susan?
I'm not doing anything.
On your
She
phone?
didn't even have her phone in her hand.
Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
there it is.
Never mind.
You won't go, mine won't go all the way
Okay.
to the top.
So let me check on my phone.
Okay, we're having a look on our other device to see who the winner is because apparently the big fancy one's not working.
No,
Isn't that fun?
it's so good. Technology's awesome. I mean, we can talk to y'all, and that's great. But then when we really needed to do stuff,
Hey, Mama.
And y'all are like the most technological people I know. Like if I have a problem, I'm like, Emily, fix it.
I am
'Cause
the
I don't
IT
know
department.
how, right? Okay. Since that one's not working.
Oh gosh, there's no way I can see that. Oh, Courtney said you're killing me, Smalls.
See, Stacy
I think somebody said
Graphic Tee, yes, it's one of my favorite movies ever. See, like those comments aren't even showing up on the big TV.
Are they showing up on there? Can you see them?
We're trying to get a winner, y'all.
Lauren says she's loving our vibrant looks today. Thank you so much. We're trying to be, you know.
And it's Friday. Not that that matters, because it's like a 900-day weekend right now.
Right.
But, you know, it's still Friday.
Let me get y'all's pictures for the email, cause
Okay.
they need to be subscribing to our email if they're not, ladies. Y'all might
You're
wanna talk
totally in
about
front of their camera.
that.
Yeah.
Well, hurry up then. Okay.
Yes, ladies, if you don't subscribe to our emails, make sure you do that. So that's where we post a lot of our specials and deals.
Well, we're
and
not doing
see
supporters
Stacy
anymore,
Brew
so we're going
tag.
through the emails.
Huh?
Stacy Broom tagged Wanda Broom and Carly Marie Dunaway.
Okay. Enter the ones that are in, that tagged their friends in this, and we will see. Okay, Hallie, drum roll.
Okay.
The winner of some Vibe Cash, and all you have to do is reach out to us, and we will get you that Vibe Cash virtually.
It's a long drum roll.
Thanks.
It's Stacy Broom.
Stacy Broom, congratulations,
Congratulations, Stacy.
Stacy
You
Broom Tanksley.
Get some Stacy Broom Tanksley. You get some Vibe Cash to go shopping with. So reach out to us and we'll get you that Vibe Cash virtually and you can get to shopping, sister. All right, ladies, we are so excited to be back at 2 o'clock. We hope to see you there. And that's a product-centric live. We're going to be showing you girls some amazing new products and you're going to love it. All right, see you at 2 o'clock. Goodbye. God bless. And we couldn't do this if it wasn't for you. Bye, ladies.
Bye. That was stressful.
Bye, ladies.